Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon. With me, as always, is Caleb, and we are wrapping up Family Movie Month, and we're going to be talking about a classic from the 90s, My Girl. But before we do that, do like we always do, and Caleb, have you watched anything good this week?
Well, another episode of Family Guy. So, I mean, it is what it is. Nothing too amazing, new, or different there. But kind of the other thing, you're going to laugh a little bit at this because we were talking about it. My wife decided to watch Bridgerton
Yeah,
because her cousins are watching it. And my wife had never watched any of it. And she
yeah,
watched, so there's four seasons. And actually, I think it was today that the second half of the current fourth season dropped.
okay.
So she started watching it last week, and she has watched all four seasons. So, put that a little bit into perspective there. I have not. It's not something really that we watched, but I did catch some of it here or there. Um, to summarize it, did you watch it?
Uh, in passing,
Okay,
like
it's
while my wife was watching it.
it's basically a period piece Gossip Girl.
Yeah,
Like that's really almost exactly what it is.
but not fully true to the period that it's.
Oh no, 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 no. My wife told me that there are some things that they keep accurate, but a lot of things they don't.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so there's that, and yeah, I didn't watch Gossip Girl a lot really with my wife, but I mean, it was kind of the same thing where I'd see some of it while she was watching it, and it's the same concept. There's like a main person narrator who's sharing all the gossip stuff.
hmm
And so it's basically the same idea, but in whatever period. I don't even know when it is, like 1700. I don't know. Whenever. Way back when. So good for them. Um, I know that that's like the one of the most popular shows right now. So
Yeah.
besides that, I think that's mostly it. I
Rock.
feel like was there some my wife also started watching that show where there's the hitman who has like the memory loss. Um oh
Feel like
crap.
I should know what that is.
Yeah, you've probably seen it advertised and all of a sudden I just brain farted on what it but it's the Anatomy, one of the main guys, is the hitman
Hmm.
McDreamy or whatever the
Patrick
character.
Dempsey?
Yeah, there you go. So he's the main guy. And she was
Oh,
watching that a little bit. So that's another one that I kind of saw in passing, but
wow.
that's mostly it. Super exciting.
Speaking of Patrick Dempsey, I watched Can't Buy Me Love,
Okay.
which is a classic 80s teen movie. I also watched a fair amount of Olympic hockey.
Hmm.
So when I saw the US beat the Canadians. And then I kind of went on a hockey kick, and I didn't even realize it until I started writing down what I watched. I watched the movie Miracle.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah.
I figured. With Kurt Russell and everything, the 1980 Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. And then I also watched Goon and Goon 2, or Goon Last the Enforcers, I guess
Oh
it's
gotcha.
called. Uh, so that's two more hockey things. I watched Big Daddy. It like came on TV, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched this in a while. Watch that. Classic Adam Sandler. And then the last hockey related thing I watched was I watched the entire series of Shoresy in like 4 or 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, that's on Hulu. It's got Jared Kiso. He's the dude from Letterkenny, and he's like an older hockey player in a uh lower level major league in Northern Ontario
Okay.
and in Sudbury, Ontario, and the owner's gonna fold the team because they're terrible and like not drawing anything, and he's like, she's like, if we lose another game, I'm folding this team. And then he's like, okay, so we're just never gonna lose again. So then he decides to like get these buddies that he knows and like basically like some ringers to bring in, and then it just kind of goes from there, like trying to keep the team alive and everything they can do. And there's a lot of fighting in it, a lot of swearing, and I don't know. It kind of had like some feels. It's like Letterkenny meets Slapshot at times,
Okay.
and then it different things. And but yeah, I think it just came out with the fifth season not too long ago, and I wrapped that up today. So
Rock.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's definitely worth a watch. Uh, it's somewhat crude humor, but not like over the top. Basically, like this guy, because they'll just have scenes where he's also a referee for like high school hockey,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always like talking trash with a couple of the players on the high school team. And it's a lot of like your mom jokes and stuff.
Nice.
So it's basically in hockey. It's like it's talking trash. They call it chirping.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of back and forth, rapid fire insults and jokes. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, the next season's not supposed to come out till next year, so I got quite a ways to wait for that.
No.
Oh yeah, these. Oh yeah, February 21st was when season 5 came out. So, yeah, good show.
Rock.
Other than that, I watched My Girl. And we had a hard time finding it on streaming. I knew I could rely on my wife has it on DVD,
Mm.
but it's like, how can I find it where I don't have to like, watch it on physical media,
Yeah.
where I can like have it on while I'm working. So yeah, it was a scramble to find it, but I ended up finding it. So let's talk about it.
What can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl?
My Girl is from 1991 and is directed by Howard Zeef. The plot is Veda is obsessed with death. Her mother is dead, and her father runs a funeral parlor.
Oh my
When
gosh.
Veda's father hires Shelley, a makeup artist, and begins to fall in love, Veda is outraged and does everything in her power to split them up. That is a terrible plot.
That is a horrible plot. Oh
That's,
my gosh.
I would just say, like, a young girl in the summer of something, something, a young girl and her friend come of age, you know.
Yeah.
Well, until Macaulay Culkin doesn't come of age.
Well, I would be like a young girl whose um father owns a funeral parlor has the difficulties of learning and understanding about life and death while her life has drastic changes during the summer. I don't know. Like, man,
Yeah.
dang, holy crap, that was heavy.
Yeah. She's obsessed with death. Her mom is dead.
Wait,
Uh,
so her mom's name is Death? Or what's that?
oh, God. The dentist's name is Crentist? Sounds an awful lot like dentist.
Oh man.
Oh, man. So, cast, we got Anna Chlumsky as Veda, Macaulay Culkin as Thomas J., Dan Aykroyd as Harry Sultanfuss, Jamie Lee Curtis as Shelley Devoto, Richard Mazur as Phil Sultanfuss, and Griffin Dunn as Mr. Bixler. Oh, did you also recognize the guy who was in the poetry thing, like that
Yeah.
poetry class, that is the killer from Popcorn.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
just
helpful.
noticed that this time.
That's funny.
Oh
Man, a
gosh.
pretty star-studded, I mean, somewhat star-studded cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for the 90s. I mean, um, this was really like Anna Chlumsky's first big movie, and then she did some other stuff after that. But Macaulay Culkin, straight off from Home Alone.
Hmm.
You got Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis, and then Richard Mazur. And even Griffin Dunn has done a fair amount of stuff around this time, and especially like in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's a movie, a Griffin Dunn movie that we should watch. I mean, other than American Werewolf and in London, because that's great. But
Hmm.
it's called After Hours,
Okay.
and it's made by Martin Scorsese.
Hmm.
That's really good. It's like one of those movies that takes place in a single night, and it's like the craziest night in this guy's life,
Yeah.
and like all this like crazy stuff happens to him, all because he tries to like hook up with this one woman. But yeah, I watched that a few years ago, and I really enjoyed that. He's, I kind of feel like an actor that's not really talked about a lot, but he's pretty good with drama and with comedy. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a movie I've seen quite a bit. Especially when I was a kid. I remember renting this when I was a kid, and I remember it just having like a big impact on me because you didn't see very many movies at that time where a kid dies.
Emotional damage much?
Yeah, right? And then you watch it as an adult and you're just like, man, like this girl got hit with like a brick to the face that summer.
Yeah. My gosh. Well, it's kind of funny. We were getting ready to watch this movie for this week, and then we were having a hard time finding it.
Hmm.
And I was about to be like, well, if we want another sad movie, why don't we just watch Bridge to Terabithia?
Yep. I was just gonna say that. Bridge to Terabithia. There's a couple movies for that. There's the one that came out with, I don't know, probably 15 years ago now. And then there's one from the 80s too.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see the 80s one. Yeah, I saw the one
I
from
saw,
15.
I've seen both of them. The one in the 80s I saw in elementary school because teacher I had, so I went to a really small school and they had like some split classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the same teacher for fourth, fifth, and sixth grade.
Oh, dang.
Because he did like a fourth, sixth split, and then he did two fifth, sixth splits in a row. And
Hmm.
he used to read that book to us every single year. But yeah, um, that's another gut punch
Yeah.
of a story. But it's also one of my favorite books. He used to read that and Where the Red Fern Grows,
Mm-hmm.
which is another kind of, it deals with death, and but that one's with dogs.
That one's a
But
little bit easier to handle.
yeah, or more difficult. Depends on who you ask. Um,
I
but yeah, I could see some similarities between Bridge to Terabithia and this. Now that you say that,
yeah. I this is probably a second full watch for me, to be completely honest. I mean, there have been plenty of different times where I've seen like snippets and little pieces of the movie, but as far as watching the whole entire movie, fairly confident this was only the second time. So
right?
yeah, did not I did not watch too many gut punch movies when I was a kid of death and that whole fun topic.
Right.
I was not obsessed with death as Beta was. Let's put it that
You were obsessed with death. Your mom died.
way.
Uh, and your dad ran a funeral parlor, and He fell in love with Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh man. Um, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of coming of age movies
Hmm.
like this and Stand By Me, and even things like The Karate Kid could be considered kind of like a coming of age movie.
Yeah.
But uh yeah, I don't know. I was always a really big Macaulay Culkin fan when I was a kid because I loved Home Alone so much.
Hmm.
Um yeah, this I feel like this movie also has some things that remind me of Now and Then
Okay.
that we watched. I mean, like this and that are like two of the few girl coming of age movies because a lot of times they seem to be like centered around boys.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, it's not just a girl coming of age movie in this one, but I mean, she's the main character. So,
Sure. Yeah. I get that.
um, she's also got kind of like a quirky personality, and I feel like as a really young actor, she did a really great job in this.
Yeah, for sure. No, she was it was more of the tomboy
Yeah,
kind of approach and everything. So
but also kind of a hypochondriac.
yeah.
I always think there's something wrong with her. And then I mean, Macaulay Culkin, you know what to expect with Macaulay Culkin as a kid.
Hmm.
He was good in everything. Like he's one of the greatest child actors of all time. Uh, and then we talked a little bit more about the cast with Jamie Lee Curtis, always good. Dan Aykroyd, always good. Richard Mazur, always good too.
Yeah.
I like that this is more of like a quote unquote like period piece because it takes place in like the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah. It took me a little while to really get that that's what they were going for.
They kind of nailed it home with like the soundtrack, and then every once in a while you'd hear like something in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, President Jimmy Carter is talking.
Oh yeah. I forgot the couple political references.
Yeah,
Something.
and then
I
she
think.
talks about Richard Nixon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 70s. But uh yeah, and I mean, speaking of the soundtrack's pretty solid too.
Hmm.
Lots of good like oldies songs.
Yeah.
And of course, during the end credits they have to play My Girl.
Oh, of course.
Uh yeah, just uh living with her dad in a funeral home in like a massive freaking house. Um yeah, we say that now with 2026 goggles there. Massive house. I wonder how much that cost now. Uh,
Well, you know what I thought of instantly?
what's up?
Um, oh no, hang on. I gotta get the, why am I blanking on it? Rhinestone. Because
No.
you remember Stallone's parents owned a funeral home?
Yeah.
And then the whole thing where he went and he played music at the funeral
Yeah.
home.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Uh, yeah, Macaulay Culkin plays her best friend, Thomas J. And like all the neighborhood girls make fun of Veda because her best friend's a boy.
Hmm.
But and then she's also in love with her teacher, who's played by
Yeah.
Griffin Dunn.
Yeah. And that fun, awkward adult crush.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, well, let on top. Okay, are we gonna do the list of how
Yeah.
horrible of a summer this was for this girl?
Yeah.
Like she, I mean, this isn't specific to right then, but like it's summer. The girls, like you said, around in her neighborhood are making fun of her for hanging out with Thomas J.
Hmm.
She has to deal with her dad dating someone,
Yeah.
which then turns into her dad getting engaged to marry someone.
After like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. And then her crush she well, actually no, not, let's do it in order. Her best friend dies,
Yeah.
and then in the wake of that, she
She
goes.
runs down the street to like talk to the teacher that she has a crush on. And then like his fiance comes out of the house.
Oh my gosh. Like, dude, that's like worst summer ever. I
Right?
don't I can't even think of
Uh,
a summer that I would.
oh, and she had her first period too.
Oh yes, yeah.
So add that on top of it. And she accidentally gets locked down into the embalming room.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Like how bad can we get?
right.
Well then also too, and I'm a little surprised that this didn't happen. Um I was expecting that she was going to blame herself for Thomas J's death because he got her ring.
Oh, yeah.
Where she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, he's dead because of me." And like how horrible would that be for you to blame yourself for your friend's death? I mean, she already blamed herself for her mom's death.
Yeah. And then scarred for life.
Yeah. Which
Fa-
so
fast forward 25 years and she's a heroin addict.
that'll be an interesting therapy session in 20 years.
The
Um
biggest gut punch ending ever.
you mentioned the whole period thing too, and one thing I did want to say before I forgot, just because I thought it was so funny, was when she went down and yelled at Thomas J.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Get out of here! Don't come back for 5 to 7 days."
And he's just so confused.
Yeah, it's like it's okay, buddy. It doesn't get any easier.
You know. Get used to it. Well, maybe not. Foreshadowing. Oh gosh. Um oh dude, like okay, no, she was nice to him after that. I was gonna say, did that lead to him going to try to find her ring?
No, there
No,
was I thought
there was
about that
stuff after
too.
that.
I thought about that too when it happened, and I was like, dude, how close are we to the end? Is this like their last interaction before he dies?
Oh god. Also, what I found was kind of weird, but I mean, this is kind of kid logic. Um, so her and Thomas J are like they really like Shelly, and they
Hmm.
go into her camper and they spend a lot of time with her, and she like gives them candy and stuff like that, and she's just trying to be nice and be friends with them, and like she cares about both the kids, and then all of a sudden, once she finds out that Shelly's dating her dad, she hates her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't she be like a little more stoked because it's like, oh, this woman that I really like and is like super cool with me is gonna be around more.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing too, where I was just like, wouldn't she be a little bit happy? Like, sure, I could understand confusion and some things like that, but like she went from loving her to hating her.
Yeah,
I was like, dang.
loathing her existence.
Hmm.
Uh, oh, oh, we haven't even talked about the crazy grandma, the catatonic grandma,
Yeah.
who just kind of like sits there and Veda goes and talks to her and like snuggles up with her and stuff and then during a funeral, like grandma walks up, starts singing, doing like this dance, and then Dan Aykroyd gets like so ticked off at her.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's the movie and everything, but man, his character was so out of touch with his daughter.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're supposed to be watching her, dude. She's like 11 years old.
Or
Give her
like
a break.
she went downstairs and was talking to him and his coworker,
Yeah,
and his coworker was giving her more attention than her dad was.
yeah.
And it's like, dang, man.
Taking an interest in what she's talking about and like she's dribbling a basketball, and he's like, "No, you do it like this," and
Yeah.
he's like, "Keep your head up." But yeah, and yeah, Dan Aykroyd just doesn't care, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess then we get to the point where, Thomas J goes to find her mood ring, and they kind of foreshadowed it because they found a bee nest
Mm-hmm.
and they threw rocks at it until it fell down. And they're like, "Oh no, there's bees in it," and they took off.
Yeah. Who would have thought a bee's nest with bees in it?
Right? During the summer.
No way.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then, of course, the bees come out and they attack him. And then that's how he dies.
Yeah.
And then they have like his funeral. And she doesn't want to come to it, but then she comes down and looks at him. And then he can't see without his glasses. Put his glasses on. We get that classic line. And then she does this awkward run out of the house. Like big time arms pump and run. And that's when she finds out that her crush is engaged. And her whole world explodes, basically.
Yeah.
But then it's like, ooh, let's wrap it up with a happy ending because this one girl becomes friends with her.
Yeah.
She makes friends. Judy, was that her name?
Something like that.
Yeah,
And then it's
something
just
like
like,
that.
and then Veda was okay because she replaced Thomas J with a girlfriend,
Yeah, a
and she
couple
was
days went
happy.
by and she was good to go. Uh, but it's okay because she might go visit Thomas J's mom every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had is what was bad. I was like, well, I mean, Thomas J dies. Not really the best situation there. Um, I think one of the funniest scenes is when she decides she's running away. And Thomas J's like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "I'm running away to live with the Brady Bunch in California." And he's like, "Whoa, can I come?" Said, "No, they have too many kids already. You'll have to live with the Partridge Family." Really? Like that cracked me up so much.
That was
Just
pretty
like
good.
the back and forth between those two because they had pretty good chemistry for
Yeah.
being two young kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they both had, I mean, Macaulay Culkin has some of the best comedic timing for a young actor, but she did too in this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, is there anything else that we like forgot to touch on? The whole poetry class thing.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that was a whole reason just so she could be closer to the teacher that she had a crush on.
yeah. Yeah.
And the killer from Popcorn was the hippie dude who was super nice guy. A little weird because he's this weird hippie dude, but really supportive.
Yeah. No. And then you knew the whole time that she had stolen the money. So,
Oh yeah. Stole it from Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh man. Anything else to add or you want me to get into the trivia?
let's go ahead and jump into trivia and facts.
All right. So the screenwriter, Loris Elwini, said the film was inspired by a childhood friend that lived in a funeral home.
No.
Hopefully they didn't die from bee stings.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis imposed a swear jar on set to prevent quote unquote trucker talk, as Dan Aykroyd called it. Aykroyd said in an interview, it was $5 for this word, $10 for another word, and by the end of the movie, the kids had about $5,000 in there.
Dang.
On the on the day filming wrapped up, Jamie Lee Curtis approached the children and told them to hand over the jars. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that money was from Jamie Lee Curtis. Uh, so The willow tree shown in the movie isn't even real. Finding a perfect pond with a willow tree was so difficult that the creators chose a different tree, removed all of its branches, and replaced them with fake willow branches.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
The house used as Veda's house was actually a bed and breakfast in Bartow, Florida that closed in 2013.
Oh, interesting.
Uh, the original, the film's original title was Born Jaundice. The producers offered $500 to Imagine Entertainment employee who suggested the best alternative. Most of the film takes place in a funeral home, inspiring suggestions like Morning Glory instead of flowers and Dearly Departed. The other options were Veda, which was rejected because it sounded like a South African uprising, and I Am Woman. In the
Ooh,
end, producer Brian Grazer came up with My Girl.
yeah, My Girl's a pretty good title.
Yeah, I agree. Anna Chlumsky and Macaulay Culkin took 15 takes on their kissing scene. Elijah Wood was considered for the role of Thomas J.
Not too surprised to hear that.
However, due to Home Alone's immense popularity, Macaulay Culkin was seen as more commercially viable and was cast instead. And then Wood and Culkin would appear together in The Good Son in 1993,
Hmm.
which is an interesting movie if you have not seen that one.
Yeah.
Anna Chlumsky previously appeared as an extra in Uncle Buck, which also starred Macaulay Culkin.
Dun dun dun.
Bill Murray and Steve Martin were considered for the role of Harry, but both were doing movies at the time. I don't understand the Bill Murray one, but Steve Martin I could see doing that.
Yeah.
I just don't see Bill Murray as a dad. The original script was entered in the Nickel Fellowship screenwriting contest and didn't get past the first round.
Wow.
Rob Reiner was asked to direct this, but he passed on it because he didn't want to do another coming of age story at the time.
Hmm.
Since he already did Stand By Me in 1986, he considered that film his masterpiece and didn't even want to attempt to do a similar movie, feeling nothing would top that.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Which I get,
Yeah.
but if Rob Reiner directed this movie, I think it would even been even better, especially at that time.
Yeah.
It's one of several films named after the famous titular song played during the movie's end credits, in which the title has no direct correlation to the film's actual plot. The trend began in the mid 80s with Stand By Me, and then other titles such as Stand and Deliver, Lean on Me, Pretty Woman, and There Goes My Baby.
Hmm.
Charlie Korsmo was offered the role of Thomas J, but he turned it down to play Jack in Hook.
Huh. Okay.
Chevy Chase was considered for the role of Harry, but since he didn't have much experience acting in dramatic roles, producer Brian Grazer suggested Dan Aykroyd to the director instead, as he had more experience fresh off of the Oscar nomination in Driving Miss Daisy.
Mm.
However, Aykroyd and Chase were both on Saturday Night Live, and they had also co-starred with each other in Spies Like Us and Nothing But Trouble. I cannot see Chevy Chase doing this movie
No. No.
at all. Last thing I got is this movie cost $17 million and it made 59 in the box office.
Rock.
And then grades. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what do you got?
IMDb, let's go with 7.7.
6.9.
Ooh, okay. A little bit off. Rotten Tomato Critic, 70%.
57.
Whoa. Did
Yeah.
not see that. Audience 65.
77.
Oh gosh, dang.
Way off.
Oh, idiot. Gosh.
I'll let you go first.
Well, I mean, coming of age movies, like when you nail them, and they have a uh they resonate a lot, and this one just was really successful. Two really great childhood actors. I mean, like you said, Macaulay Culkin just easily one, if not the best childhood actor.
Yeah.
And so much went right in this movie. Um, we already talked about the soundtrack, talked about the childhood actors, and then the adult actors. I mean, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, the two main characters, great performers. And it was just written and edited really well,
Hmm.
pieced together, very smooth, good story, kept you engaged, not a lot of downtime. Um, and it wasn't sometimes with these coming of age movies, it may seem like they try to throw too much at you because it's like, oh, well, they need to experience this, they need to experience this. And there was a decent amount of stuff going on for this summer for the Veda's character, but it wasn't too much.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really great job of balancing everything out. Um, yeah, I mean, I know Stand By Me is like a pinnacle there, but really this one is not that far off. So I'm comfortable with giving it a 5 out of 5.
Rock. I would say that's pretty fair. I do think this is a really good movie, but it's also one of those movies that I have to be like more into the mood to watch it just because it has that gut punch
Oh,
in it.
sure. Yeah.
Um like if I could give this a 4.75, I would, but I guess for the reason that it is kind of a downer towards the end. I had to dock it a little bit, so I ended up falling on a 4.5. But I
Gotcha.
mean, it is a movie that I do enjoy. Um, and like I said last week, I think this might be the first movie that struck a chord with me and made me feel emotional. Like
Okay.
as a kid watching it and like making me feel sad and like caring about a character. So I mean, that really has something to say for it too.
Did you not watch The Never Ending Story? Did you not watch The Land Before Time?
Yeah, I watched those too, but it was all right around the same time that I watched it. So,
I know, I'm just kidding.
and
Actually,
also
dude,
the cartoon and then Never Ending Story. I didn't really remember a lot about that until I watched it a couple years ago because my daughter wanted to watch it, and I was like, okay, I remember it being kind of kid friendly. I was like, but I better watch it because it's an '80s movie because you'd never know.
yeah, no,
And I was like,
I
okay, there's some kind of like scary parts for a younger kid, but I was like, I think she'll like it because she likes fantasy stuff, and then she watched it and liked it. So,
sometime I don't know if it should be like a movie month or if it should just be a topic, but we should talk about like traumatic kids movies from the 90s.
oh, we could do a month of that because we could watch oh, what's the one with the animated one with the rabbits?
Oh my gosh, I never saw that one, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Waters Ship
Cottontail?
Down.
No.
Waters Ship Down
Oh, okay.
is what it's called. But, yeah. So with it's gonna wrap up our family movie month, and um, next month we're gonna be doing our bread and butter, which is awesomely bad stuff. We got a big lineup and a huge episode coming up in a couple weeks. So next time is gonna be disaster movie,
It's
followed
huge.
by
It's huge.
followed by Master of Disguise. And then the 400th episode, we're going to be going back and watching The Room again, which I believe is one of our longest episodes.
Yeah, I think you're
Uh,
right.
and then we're going to wrap up the month with Ninja 3 The Domination. So, looking forward to that. If you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can find us on social media. We're on pretty much every platform. We have a YouTube, we have a TikTok, we have a Redbubble store, so go check that out. And if you like awesomely bad movies, come by next time. We're going to be talking about disaster movie. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.